right, welcome back to the Double Nickel Podcast. This is episode 3.
I messed up.
You got 3.7 GPA.
I'm on here too much. I'm on here too much.
Hey, that does not bode well.
I'm on here too much.
It's episode 3. That's 1, 2, 3. It's like you bruh man now, bro. On the fifth floor. All right. Oh, man. So welcome to the Double Nickel Podcast, episode 3. And like always, we're going to start with what's up with 55. So Yusef and his teammates just played their second game of the year. It was versus South Warren. Mm-hmm. South Warren is a 5A, kind of a power. They won a state championship 2 years ago. Yeah. They struggled a little bit this week. Last year, and now they're after this past Friday, having a decent season. So unfortunately, you guys fell 38-14.
Yep.
It was a really weird and interesting game. But something that was interesting before we even get into like the details of the game is that when you all the way till you was 13, from like 3 to 13, you lived in Hendersonville, mm-hmm. went to station camp, mm-hmm. And then you end up eventually here in Kentucky. One of your teammates from Pee Wee and from middle school, Isaiah Rigsby, also now lives in Kentucky in Bowling Green and goes to South Warren. You guys got a chance to play against each other. Mm-hmm. Another cool thing is that your middle school head coach, Coach Thomas, came up and supported you guys. Mm-hmm. So even though it was a tough loss, you had the opportunity to play against a former teammate, as well as got to see one of your old coaches. Time out, we gonna start. No, we ain't starting over. Anyway. So I forgot to put the phone on do not disturb. So this is a funny episode already started. So
yeah, cool. Only 2 minutes in.
It's all right, but hey, that's part of doing your own show. But Coach Thomas came out to support both of you guys, and that was cool. So again, you guys fell short 38-14. Fell down 17-0 at half, came all the way back 17-14, and then they kind of scored 3 quick touchdowns on you to kind of put it away. First of all, just talk about your play in that game. How you feel like you played?
I played better than I did the week before. I graded higher this week. I started off slow. First drive, first 2 drives as a whole. Like even offensively, like I didn't do too well. As a whole, offensively, it took us too long to get in the game. We had the ball on the 5 and didn't score. We had the ball in like the 30, didn't get no points. So we had a lot of opportunities in the first half to put points on the board, and we didn't. And we dug ourselves in a 17-point hole. The defense did their job the first half. We kind of put them in some bad situations, and we didn't capitalize. But second half, we came out. Defense got a stop. We scored. They got another stop. We scored again. 17-14, we got all momentum. And then they just hit that. They hit a big play. Uh-huh. Offense, 3 and out, hit another big play. And then down 31-14. Once they kind of got the ball back after that, the game was, out of reach.
It was a weird game because it was about big plays on their side and missed opportunities on your side. So they scored 5 touchdowns, and 3 of them was on one play, like one play drives. Mm-hmm. They scored on the very first play of the game. That was a one play drive. Mm-hmm. Then you guys got to 17-14. They scored. Their next drive scored on one play. They get a stop. Next play they score. So, and then like you said, you guys had the missed opportunities. I mean, statistically looks bad on the defense. The quarterback passed for over 400 yards on just 14 completions. Mm-hmm. But like, I think all but one of their touchdowns was over 60 yards.
Yeah, they had a little fade to the end
to Isaiah. But it wasn't like, so you guys had 3 turnovers. You guys got 2 fumble recoveries, and you got a muff punt, and you blocked the punt too. Mm-hmm. But like you said, you guys started a drive on the 30, got within the 5, and didn't score. Then I don't think you capitalize on the turnovers either, which is tough. So you take away those. It looks weird because I feel like even though y'all won last week, and then statistically it looked worse this week, but the defense played way
played a lot
better.
better.
They played a lot better. They were giving you guys field position,
many
they were
chances.
giving turnovers, and we just couldn't get the ball in on the into the end zone. It was kind of weird. Like at the end of last week, I was like, while the defense gets better, y'all have to take advantage of the opportunities y'all give you.
That's
They give
what
y'all.
we didn't do.
And it didn't do it. And then this week, it was like the defense was trying to hold y'all up as
Yeah.
y'all try to get the offense going. I mean, just a lot of missed opportunities, man. Like it was one drive, you guys were driving, drop passes.
It was the first one, the early first quarter. We had a
Missed on the big play.
Yeah, we missed it wide open. I mean, we would have walked at the end zone. It would have been 10-7. So like just stuff like that. Offensive line. I messed up. It was 31-14. It was third down, huge third down. Dude came around me. Trajan had no throw to try to roll out and got sacked. So it was just, I just got to take accountability. But this week is all games matter, but this game statistically, I guess, matters because it's a district game.
It's a district game. Yeah.
So like, if we want to win district, Central Hardin, last year it was a close game last year.
Mm-hmm.
They was up 1 point at halftime, and then we kind of run away with it. But this year is going to be a physical game. That's like the point of emphasis has been at practice this week. It's just physical because Central Hardin, they run wing T. They run wing T. They put they'll pass right now and then, but what they want to do is just run the ball, throw the pass, and just smash my football. And they play hard. All their players play hard. They all have a mentality, hard-nosed football, and that's what they do. And so we just got to make sure to match and exceed the physicality. And it's a big game this week. We just got to make sure we're locked in and focused.
I know last when y'all played them, I was like, by the locker room when they walked out, I was like, God, they were big everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like, of course, the offensive linemen were big. Like, you as big as you are on their offensive line, you about as big as they are. Maybe, but they got like five of you, like as far as size wise,
bigger
or bigger. And their quarterback is enormous. I think last year he probably was about 230, and he can run. He was fast. You said he's bigger. He might be like 245, 250 now. So it's going to be a real physical game. But I like even in a loss or a struggle game, you got to take some of the positives. Is that the defense needs to just build on the good things they did last week. They could not run on y'all last week.
No, they couldn't.
They hit all their big plays in the pass game. So the defense really did make some, and even in the pass game, like I said, it's hard to say in a game when somebody threw for 400 yards that there was positives even in the pass game.
Mm-hmm.
Like there were some guys who made improvement. It's just like y'all just got to put it all together.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the mistakes that we made defensively were just the mistakes that cost us. But I mean, the offense should have. I mean, if the offense just takes opportunities, if we missed 2 field goals, that's 6 points.
Mm-hmm.
It's just changed. Like if we put up points in the first half, the game is different.
I think so too.
And I think we just can't afford. Last week, the defense started slow. This week, or 2 weeks ago, the defense started slow.
This week,
last week, the O started slow. And so we just gotta. I think the biggest thing with our team is that we just got to be able to all play good together at the same time. Yeah. I think right now it's the defense play good, offense play good, or secondary plays good, D-line don't, or receivers catching the ball, but the line ain't giving them no protection, or vice versa. We just everybody needs to play together.
So you just got to put it together. And like I said, it's still early in the season. It's week 3.
Week 3.
Like I said, the good thing about the playoff system here in Kentucky is that like you can work through some issues. I can't remember what school it was. I think it was in 2021 or 2020. I want to say 2021. I forget the name of the running back. I think he's at Kentucky now. He was Mr. Football that year. His team won state, and they lost their first 5 games. They was 0-5 to start, and then they won 10. They won 10 straight because it wasn't it wasn't 5. I think it was like 3-8 or something. I think it's the team that Paducah Tillman lost to in the state championship
Mm.
between one. The thing about Kentucky, the way the system works is that like in 6A, 32 teams make the playoffs because you play 5 rounds.
Mm.
And it's only 36. I think it's less than 36 teams now.
Yeah, everybody makes a playoff.
So almost everybody's going to get in. It just depends on how you play. So you win your district. You know, the big thing about winning your district, I think that helps allow you a home game or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The playoff system is just weird here. But the thing is, it allows you to get better during the season. So, like, you're never really out of it if everybody just stays on board.
Mm-hmm.
And get a win this week, that's huge. That's really huge. That's really big, especially against a team that last year they went 11-1 last year. The only team they lost to was you guys.
Mm-hmm.
You both lost in the quarterfinals. You guys actually would have played each other in the semis if y'all would have won. I think.
I'm not sure.
Something like that. Yeah, because they lost to Central Harlan lost to the team that ended up winning the state championship, and y'all ended up losing to the team that was a runner-up in the state championship. So it's I mean, the opportunity's still there, and everybody has to keep that same mindset. You know, anything like you kind of been focusing on this week that you wanted to improve on and going into this game?
Me personally,
Yeah,
I say my just physicality. Like physicality is really gonna win the game in my eyes. Like if we're physical up front, we'll be good. Like that's what it was last year. Like the first half, we played pretty good in the first half. The second half, we were physical up front and let Jaheim and Jordan make plays.
Mm-hmm.
I think pass protection wise, I always want to get better at that. But I think this week our pass game is going to be huge because that's kind of what it was last year. I think Trajan threw for like 3 touchdowns in this game last year. I think it's going to be the same way this year. You know, we got to be able to protect up front because we got guys, we got receivers that can make plays. But we just got to give them a chance to make plays. I think if we do that up front, then we'll be successful. I think this week I just want to work on just getting better at everything. My pass protection, physicality, not starting slow. I think it's the point of emphasis for myself. It's not waiting, not trying to feel the game first.
Right,
just come out and just attack the game, and yeah.
The thing I talked about too at this point, man, it's not even physical. I mean, anybody watch you play know that you like physicality, that you want to punish people. The physical part, like, it's not even. It's just mental. It's all mental for you at this point. It's just being consistent in your technique, consistent in your play. I don't really think it's a whole lot that you have to work. I mean, you can always get better. You know? Like, you ain't in the league, so there's stuff that you can do better. But I don't think there's really much. You just have to be locked in at all times. And like I said, sometimes like I think but then again, like last week you talked about how you started slow. Like the whole team started slow.
Yeah, it was everybody.
Except for, I mean, the defense had they had the big play, started the game. But after that, they got locked in. But offensively, it just took y'all too long to get locked in. You fell down 17-0, and then y'all just had the big start to the third quarter. But like you said, it's just putting stuff together. I think it's big, man. To start off with a win this week in district, start off 1-0 in the district. Only have 2 more district games after that. I think y'all got 2 or the 3
Yeah,
more.
We only played 3.
3 district games because only 4 teams in the district. So to start off 1-0, you put yourself in the catbird seat as far as winning the district, and then like the confidence that comes with a win against a good football team is something else. So, got anything else with that?
No, we ready to go. We locked in, practicing pretty good. We had a really good practice today. So,
all right, cool. So we're gonna start with we're gonna go to our next segment, which is Let's Talk Ball. Again, we're gonna talk about different subjects. This week, we just decided that we wanted to talk NFL before it gets started. So the NFL preseason is over. We're right now in the
week. Yeah.
It's the week where in between the end of preseason and start of the regular season. So we figure we would pick like they call them superlatives of the season and who we think will be in the Super Bowl and our Super Bowl winner. So the first thing we're going to talk about is who we think is going to win MVP. Who you think is going to be MVP of the league this year and why?
I think it's going to be Josh Allen.
Josh. Okay. What?
I think because he had a really good year last year,
Yeah.
and I think
Until he
with
ran into my Bengals, we cracked that head.
yeah,
In the
but I think with the skepticism
Mhm.
around the Bengals right now, and with Joe Burrow, like his health, I think if Josh Allen plays good, he might have to worry about dealing with. And you know, it's the player, the MVP, the awards is after the. It's not after. Is it after the season?
after the regular
It's after
season,
the regular season. I thought it was after the
they
playoffs.
vote for the regular season MVP, but they don't reveal it until after the Super Bowl.
Okay, but I
Till
still
the day
think
before the Super Bowl or whatever.
I still think he's gonna have a great year. I think he's been getting better. He's still got Diggs, Davis. I mean, he's got great receivers around him. I think he's just gonna make that jump, just be that dude. But from the Bills standpoint, I think if they can avoid the Bengals in the playoffs, they can make a deep playoff run.
Well, even though I love my Bengals, I'm a Bengals fan. Um, my favorite player in the league is who I'm picking for MVP, Lamar.
You think he's gonna win too?
I think he's gonna win it. That's who I'm picking because it's a new offense. He's gonna have the opportunity to spread the ball around a little bit more. If they stay healthy at the wide receiver position, it's gonna be tough. They're gonna be tough because um, they've got some real receivers, and they still got who I think is probably the second best tight end, second or third best tight end in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And then if they can open up in the passing game, and if Lamar becomes a true threat in the passing game, what you gonna do to stop him when he decides he wants to run the ball? Even though they're gonna open up the offense in the passing game more, I mean he's still a threat to run, and I don't think they're gonna completely get away from the run game. I just think they're going to be more of a diverse offense. And if Lamar can go out there and say throw for like 3,500 yards, throw for like 30 touchdowns, and then rush for like 750, 850 yards and another like 7 or 8 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and they win they win a lot. They still not winning the division, but second in our division could mean that you still have 10 or 11 wins. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think Lamar is just he's gonna be exciting because part of the MVP is like the story.
Right.
And so, story of a dude that been hurt the last 2 years, then gets a new offensive coordinator, gets the big contract, and then he goes out there and just does his thing. I think his story will be big because they was talking MVP last year until he got hurt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Right?
it was. Yeah,
so
it was.
Every year they talk about MVP until he get hurt. So, and then the other storyline is just it's going. I think in the division, the Bengals, Steelers, and Ravens are just. It's going to be interesting to see who wins the division. I think all three of them have an opportunity to make the playoffs. So, with that said, who you pick for your offensive player of the year?
Offensive player of the year. My pick was gonna be Smith and Jigba before he got hurt.
Okay.
I was gonna say him, but he's hurt now.
No, I'm talking about this. Not rookie. This is just offensive.
Offensive player.
I'll play it for the whole league.
It's kind of hard to pick because like I would say it would be Josh Allen if he's gonna be MVP.
But see, in the NFL, when they do offensive player of the year, it's almost always different because the MVP always a quarterback.
Right.
So they usually they pick a different dude.
I'm trying to think.
But if you think it's Josh Allen, you could pick Josh Allen.
I'll give it to Jamar. I think Jamar could get him.
Jamar Chase?
Yeah. He's obviously a great receiver. I think as long as Joe Burrow is healthy, he's going to, I mean, even if you didn't have Joe Burrow, he'd still be a good receiver either way. He's a big, explosive player. He's good. I'll take him.
So I'll pick Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson.
Because I think he got a shot to get to like 18, 1900. I think Tariq got to 18 last year. I just think the Vikings look like they got a little bit better receiving core than they had last year. Kirk Cousins is underrated.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is that I don't know how good they're going to be on defense, which means they're going to be playing from behind a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And when you playing from behind a lot, as much as they throw the ball, you're going to throw the ball more. And he's going to get a whole lot of targets. I can see him getting, having 125 catches for
Yeah, that's the one
1800,
thing. With
1900
Jamar,
yards.
he gotta share the ball a little bit more.
Because he got actually another number one on the other side of the field.
Mm-hmm.
And so their other receivers Dalvin ain't there, so is this running back any good that's replacing him? And then they've got some young guys at receiver, but Justin's still gonna get them. He gonna get the 150, 160 targets.
Mm-hmm.
And he gonna catch most of those. So you talking about 125 targets, and that's easy. But that's easy 1,500.
Right.
But with his explosiveness, you could talk about 18, even 19. And if they come out just really giving it to him, they're gonna be that 2,000 talk gonna start. You're talking about double digit touchdowns, so that's who I would pick.
I like that pick.
How about your defensive player of the year?
I think it's gonna be Michael Parsons.
No need for me to. That's who I picked.
Yeah,
I thought he should have been. I thought he should have
yeah.
won
So
it
I'm
last
saying
year.
there was talks about him winning it last year, but he didn't get it.
He should have.
I think. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know how much you gotta explain him. He's a different.
Beast.
He's a beast.
I know, like Bosa won it, but Bosa is just known as a pass rusher.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he decently gets to run, but this dude had double digit sacks. He could cover. He could play the run. Like literally, he could do everything. Like honestly, he could do everything. I think he's a more rounded player than Bosa. I thought he kind of got robbed last year, defensive player of the year. But bro, that dude is you talking about different. He different. Like I mean, just think he don't. It's not a dude that line up in pass rush all the time, and he still. I don't remember how many total sacks he had, but I think it was in the teens. I mean, he was in the mid-teens. So
I mean, there was talk his rookie year about him maybe like it was
being defensive player of the year.
Yeah, it was talk. It was now they gave it to Aaron Donald, but still, like for him even to be a rookie and just be in the conversation for defensive player of the year,
it just feel different. That wasn't a hard choice. I don't think. I think he's just gonna go. As long as he's healthy, he's gonna go out there and get it done. So your offensive rookie of the year.
So at first I was thinking Bryce Young, but then I started to think about his O line. If they even gonna give him a chance to
suck,
Yeah, I was thinking so he was my first pick, but I don't know if I want to stick with that just because I'm not sure about the dudes around them. I'd say I think who else was like receivers and stuff that was in this
I really think it's personally mine. I think mine is the clear cut.
Who?
Bijan. I pick Bijan Robinson.
Bijan Robinson,
the running back.
Oh, from Texas.
Because he's gonna be doing so much. He gonna run the ball. Because it's the thing though. Like they already got two good backs, so they got three backs. So they gonna. But Bijan can catch the ball. I won't be surprised if they let him return. Maybe not. But he's gonna be able to play in the slot. I can see that dude having 2,000 yards from scrimmage or all-purpose yards. Because I think he's gonna carry the ball a lot, but I think it's what he's gonna do for them in the pass game.
Yeah,
it's gonna open it up, bro. If Ritter can get it together, I think people don't sleep on the Falcons because that division
terrible.
It's not very good when you're looking at
Saints.
The Saints, Tampa Bay, trash,
and
Carolina, trash. So I think he's the offensive rookie of the year. You got somebody else?
I wanted to say, like I feel like the quarterbacks are gonna take time. Like I feel like C.J. Stroud's gonna take some time. I think Anthony Richardson, he's gonna take some time. Me personally, I don't like that he's starting out the.
Who, Richardson?
Yeah, I don't like that he's starting out the gate. I think he's one of those dudes you gotta let like watch somebody else in front of him first. I feel like he's just one of those. Because and me, I've never really understood the hype about him or Levis. I never understood like I was like physically I see it like. But I mean, he didn't do nothing super crazy at Florida, and Will Levis didn't do nothing super crazy at Kentucky. Now there was talk.
He was cold as the year before.
They said Kentucky's offensive line wasn't that good, and he couldn't really do much. But even
like a baller, you ball.
Right, and Richardson had moments for sure. Like he's a great dude, but like when dudes talking about him going top 3,
yeah, I know. I just watched. I watched the latest that season of QB1. I told you, and he on there. And like even in high school, it was just like when you watch Bryce Young in high school, it was like, and I know he went to a national power, but it was just like watching him play. It was on a different level. Richardson High School wasn't as good as say a high school that like modern day, but like he it, like he got hurt a lot in high school. He got hurt a lot
in college.
at Florida, and so it's just gonna be interesting. He's one of them dudes. It's like if he reaches potential, it's gonna be ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
It
gonna be.
wasn't like you looked at Cam, right?
Mhm.
And so Cam didn't, he played behind Tebow. He ain't never be the starter. But when he got to Auburn, it was just like, oh, he the best dude in the country.
It was by far.
By far, it wasn't even close. It was like he took a team that had no right. Like, do you know on that team they only had two dudes get drafted?
It was Nick Fairley, and I think it was like an
and
offensive
Cam. No, Nick Fairley and Cam. And like I think they had some dudes that might have been free agent or whatever. But it's like Cam like physically was, but he also played. And Anthony Richardson ain't that. So it'll be interesting, but if he ends up, but then some dudes don't really peak or reach their potential until they get to the
like no one else really catches my eye. Really, like Bijan, like maybe Jordan Addison from the Vikings.
That's the one I want to see because.
But he's also going to be sharing with.
But the thing is that as a rookie, he's gonna be getting single coverage all the time. He's never going to see a double. And if he can win his one-on-ones, he could be a guy because Justin, and they got a decent tight end too, so he's going to see single coverage all the time. Is he going to take advantage of it?
Yeah,
that'll be interesting. All right, your defensive rookie of the year.
I think it's going to be Will Anderson.
Will Anderson, think so?
I think he was good at Alabama. I think it's going to be one of those dudes that kind of makes an impact as soon as he gets to the league. I think so. Like he plays that linebacker edge kind of position. I think he's just going to excel as soon as he gets there. So that'll probably be mine.
I'll pick Christian Gonzalez, corner
from Oregon.
Oregon, that's at New England. It's like he gonna be playing in the defense by Bill Belichick. Like, so you're gonna be constantly put in the right position. And they already got two other good corners. So he's probably not gonna be guarding people's best receiver. People are gonna probably pick at him. And so I look at it like this. He's already a really good corner. He's technically gonna be the third best corner, which means they're gonna pick on him, right? And Bill Belichick's defense and his skill gonna put him in the right position. I just think he's gonna get the picks.
You think that's what's gonna be it?
I think he's gonna get the opportunities to get the interceptions because, look, man, if I come out as a quarterback and I'm looking at I gotta pick the lesser of three evils, he's gonna be the lesser of three evils. So I'm gonna throw at him more. So he's gonna get the more opportunities to get his hands on balls. And so that's why I picked him. And I think he's a really good corner though. So and he playing under Bill Belichick because when you look at that Bill Belichick defense, it's like whoever played that corner spot, they excel, they do well. Because one, I think he just knows how to, they smart, and that defense, bro, it's like they just know how to play defense over there. So that's who I pick for my defensive rookie of the year. So next pick, who you think playing in the Super Bowl, and who you think gonna win?
So I think AFC first. I'll be honest. I can't pick against Kansas City. I can't really get myself to just because. I mean, the only teams I know that can really compete with them is the Bengals and the Bills. I mean, other teams can compete with them, but those are the top three as of right now. Because I mean, you still got Rodgers with the Jets. I don't know how good they'll be because they haven't played together. Lamar's coming back from injury. I don't think Justin Herbert's really. I don't think he's just struggling to fit.
I don't think their coaches very
good. I just don't think that team is even ready. I mean, you got the Jags. Probably Jags or Titans come out the AFC South. I don't think either one of them can even mess with any of those three teams. The Dolphins maybe could compete, but I still don't think they're better than any of those three teams. And out of those three, with Burrow being hurt, not even being hurt, but just no one's really knowing the timetable if he like how healthy he really is. And simply, I just think the Chiefs are better than the Bills. I say the Chiefs out the AFC. Then out the NFC, I think honestly, I would say the Cowboys.
Okay,
This is why, and I think because I really think they literally have all the tools they need.
got everything.
They got everything, and I really the NFC's wide open usually every year. Like who's made it was the last year it was the Eagles.
It was the Eagles and Niners, and the Niners. The Niners had that quarterback issue.
Yeah, it was the Eagles, Niners. The year before, who went last? The year before that, it was the Buccaneers that year.
No,
the year before was the Bucks.
Who won the Super Bowl the year before?
The Rams.
Oh, it was the Rams played. I don't know who they played in the championship game.
They played the Bengals.
No, in the championship game.
Oh, in the championship game?
NFC championship game.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, so like it's wide open every year. Like with the AFC, it's kind of constant. The NFC championship game is a mix in between. It's like a cycle. But I think the Cowboys, they got everything they need to be a good football team.
They do.
And with that and the NFC being wide open, I wouldn't be surprised if they do what the Cowboys always does. Then, but I mean, they got a good corner. They got a good defense.
The defense is good.
And Dak isn't bad. He just if he just doesn't throw picks,
yeah,
he'll be fine. They got good receivers. I think they got good receivers.
And they added the running back spot. Gonna be interesting to see if Pollard how he does with a heavier load.
Yeah, and if he doesn't do his thing, Deuce Vaughn showed he can play a little bit. I know he's smaller, and so he's not gonna get like a crazy
change of pace though.
Yeah, but I mean, if Pollard needs a break, he can get some definitely get yards for sure. So I think I'm confident that they'll do it, and without there really being a top dog in the NFC constantly, it's up for grabs. And I think they can take it. Like if you look at the way they've lost, they just lost in dumb, goofy fashion. And I think as long as they cut that out, they'll be fine.
Who wins between the Chiefs and the Cowboys?
The Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are definitely going to
win. So they're going back to back?
Yeah. I don't. It's just hard to pick against them. The one time that they lost in the Super Bowl was to Tom Brady. And that was it. And I mean, you're going against Tom Brady. Ain't nobody going to pick against him in the Super Bowl.
Right.
So, I mean, and even in that game, like, it was missed opportunities. There was so many missed opportunities for them in that game. If you watch it back. So, I just don't know how you pick against them.
Gosh. All right. So, me and AFC, you know who it is.
Yeah, the Bengals.
I can't pick against the Bengals, man. As long as they a contender, I'm not picking against them. I just think, Burrow came back to practice today. So hopefully he'll be ready for week 1. It's just going to be tough getting through that division, and then it's the AFC period. So it's going to be tough just getting to the playoffs. But once we get in the playoffs, the only team Joe Burrow done played 7 playoff games. He's 5-2, lost the Super Bowl, lost to Patrick Mahomes. So I think when they get into the playoffs, the Bengals always make it interesting in the playoffs, even though they 5-2. The Bills game was the only blowout they had in the playoffs.
When they went to the Super Bowl, they almost lost to the Raiders.
The Super Bowl win, barely beat the Raiders.
They barely beat the Titans.
We was at that game.
Yeah, they barely beat the Titans.
We went to the Titans game.
They barely beat the Chiefs.
We even thought we thought they about to, it's like we weren't sure. We just
they got the pick. That's what happened.
Right. We was in the concourse. Like, man, I want to beat all these people out if we don't get this. And we cause they was driving to kick the field goal.
And they threw the
pick. They got the pick. Then we went back and looked. And so
all the games they won, it was close games.
It was close games, yeah. The Chiefs, they won by a field goal. And then in the Super Bowl, they just blew it out. They blew an 11-point lead. Should have won that. And then our offensive line, if they would have blocked one more second, Jamar Chase had cooked Jalen one more time. We couldn't get the ball off. But I just think I don't think nobody better than them other than the Chiefs. The Chiefs are the competition, I feel, even though the division is going to be tough. So on the NFC, I'm gonna say it. People gonna be like, "You crazy," but I'm going with the Seahawks
The Seahawks?
because I just think this quarterback issue with the 49ers is more than people saying. So with trade now traded, Brock. So you got Purdy who played well for like a little bit less than half a season and into the playoffs. And he had Tommy John surgery on his throwing arm, so he getting hurt during the season, I think. And then we know Sam Darnold is
Yeah.
garbage, bro. He garbage. Only I think the 49ers will still make the playoffs. But when was the last time an NFL team won a Super Bowl or even made it to a Super Bowl with an average quarterback?
Yeah.
The year that the Eagles won with your boy
Nick Foles?
Nick Foles. That was like the last. And before that, when was the last?
You have to go way back
You
to.
gotta go back. Like you look at these people, it's just like
I mean, can you name teams that won with that? Like, I know Trent Dilfer.
nah. Like let's just
I'm
say
saying name teams that like just won with the average quarterback.
Trent Dilfer, the Nick Foles one. You got to go back to like when Tampa Bay won with who was their
Rich
quarterback?
Gannon?
Gannon was the quarterback with the Raiders.
Raiders.
Well, he was MVP that year. Like when you look at it outside of say Trent Dilfer, Foles, and God, I can't remember dude's name that won with Tampa Bay. That's three. Since then, it's been Brady, Peyton,
Eli.
Drew
Even Eli.
Brees. Eli is about the closest to
Average.
the closest, but he ain't.
Yeah,
But he beat the GOAT twice, so
he probably get in the Hall of Fame
you
like
can
off
of that.
Off of that
Oh,
alone.
Flacco. That was with the Ravens.
Flacco, you say Flacco average?
He was all right.
Yeah.
He was cold in the playoffs. But like you can't win a Super Bowl with I also think you can make it to the Super Bowl or win a Super Bowl with Brock Purdy or Sam Darnold. That's just
so. What about the Eagles?
The Eagles, man? I just think it's just something about the Seattle team. I feel like they creeping in the weeds. You seen how Geno played last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I just think they're going to be better because their defense is going to be better. Because you can look at their secondary, Seattle. There's some young boys back there. You got two.
They got Tariq Woolen. He's a dog.
Tariq Woolen. You got Kobe Bryant from UC, who I think led the league in caused fumbles, and he was good in coverage. It's just Tariq overshadowed him because I think I want to say Kobe played a nickel. So I think Woolen overshadowed him because he got on the picks. And Tariq Woolen is a freak of nature when you look at it. That dude like 6'4", play corner. Mm-hmm. And that dude only been playing corner for like 3 years. Mm-hmm. He played 2 years in college because he was a receiver.
That's how Trayvon Diggs was too.
Yeah, but like you know why Tariq Woolen? Because like what it was is that he wasn't getting no clock. It was like you want to get on the field, try playing corner. Now he was one of the best defensive players of the year. I mean, defensive rookies last year. Only I think he would finish.
You
second
think he was
behind.
better than Sauce?
No.
A lot of people were saying that he was better than Sauce last year.
Forget rookies. Who better than Sauce in the league?
No. The corners. There's so many good corners in the league. It's hard.
Is there anybody better than Sauce? Sauce is.
I mean, you can just make the case. You can make a case for like Jair.
Jair might be.
Jalen wasn't that good last year. I mean, he was good last year, but he wasn't top.
Bro, let me talk to you about Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey needs to go ahead and transition and move inside and play safety. He's at that time in his career where he can line up and play man to man. He gonna win a lot of battles. He gonna get cooked because he was getting that playoff run. Even though he won a Super Bowl, he was getting cooked the whole playoff because But if he move inside, he play either nickel or play safety. The dude's big. I bet you Jalen walks around in the offseason at 230, 235. I bet. He play at 215, almost 220. So you put him in at a safety spot and just let him roam. He could tackle. We know he could tackle. He's smart. He just need to do the same thing Charles Woodson did. Both the Woodsons did. They went from being best corners in the league to moving inside and becoming the best safeties in the league. Mm-hmm. I mean, same thing Ronnie Law did. It's just time for him to make that transition. He don't need to be playing on the outside man to man. So I don't think he's even a top 10 corner anymore.
Top 10?
I don't think he's a top 10 corner no more. That's my opinion. Mm-hmm. Because I think he would be better suited inside because, like I said, that he could lock people down before. Like you don't throw at, you didn't throw at him. People throw at him now, and he be getting cooked by some of these young guys. But other than who else is a good corner? I mean, like I said, Jair. A lot of people think Jair is the best corner in the league, but Sauce, it ain't. It ain't. Well, a lot of people now say Patrick is the best.
Yeah, for certain.
So it's between. I think the best corners in the league is between Jair, Sauce, and Patrick. It's just that Sauce is just again that physicality, the freak of nature physically he is that he's so long.
Mm-hmm.
He's 6'3" with really long arms, bro, which makes it really tough on the receiver and bump coverage. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's our superlative. So that was our let's talk ball segment. So we're gonna go to my segment and back in my day. And so this your senior year of high school. You're finishing up your 4 years of high school, and we just said we'll talk about my what high school football was like for me. So for you, you basically only played 2 years of high school ball because you had a COVID year, and then you had the year you missed because of injury. So for me, what's funny is that I've always loved football. Always wanted to play football on an organized level, but I never played organized football until I got to high school. So my ninth grade year was the first year that I played organized ball. So my ninth grade year, what's funny is like, so when I was younger, so I was like maybe 9, my mom took me to play for a local little league team called the Little Red Machine. They were like the it team in the city, the inner city. A lot of people, well, at least from what I knew, a lot of kids that, they play for Little Red Machine. And I like so-called tried out for them. Long story short, I was on the team. Like, how do you cut kids? But they cut me off the team, bro. It was crazy. So that kind of discouraged me, right? And then I remember the summer going into from 8th grade to 9th grade, I was like begging my mom. I was just bugging my mom about football. So she do what my mama do. Come on, let's go. Threw me in a car, drove me down to the school. The football coaches, like what the football coaches are, they just say, what do you got to do to play football? It was like, well, come back this time or whatever. So that's how my football career started. Because my mama got tired of hearing me ask about football. So ninth grade, I played half the season freshman team, half the season JV. On the freshman team, I played inside linebacker. And then on a JV team, it sounded crazy, I played strong safety.
Was you any good?
I thought I was decent. I didn't start on I started on freshman. I played a lot on JV. I was smaller. I was actually big. Like if you think about it, that age, I don't know. I was 15. I was like 5'10", 5'9", 5'10". I weighed about 170, 175.
Yeah.
Then the next year, in 10th grade, I went from like 175 to 200 pounds. And so I got moved I played weak side linebacker, and then they moved me to offensive line. I started playing tackle too. So I got some playing time on varsity in the 10th grade at linebacker, played on all the special teams.
Did you play JV or you just play all varsity?
I played JV. I started on JV at linebacker and tackle, and then got some playing time at linebacker.
And you play all special teams on varsity.
And then I played all the special teams. Because the way the rule was, if I remember, like you could only play, I think it was so many quarters of varsity before and still be able to play JV. And but to play for the quarter to count, you had to play consecutive plays. Because the reason why I remember that is that one of our starting receivers on varsity was our starting quarterback on JV. So this dude would play a whole game on Friday and a whole game on Saturday. This dude named Antonio Hutton. They call him Duke. And was Duke. So I actually played against Duke in college, and Duke used to destroy us at Heidelberg. But
he was tough.
Oh yeah, he was tough. Quiet, cool. He's a really cool dude. But that's kind of how it worked. So
did y'all have juniors playing JV back then?
Man, you could play. Yeah, we had some juniors.
Okay, well they still do now.
Yeah, you have some juniors that played different teams. did it different. Like my boy, man, you would play on Friday. You would see a dude like he played the whole game, and then like, why is this dude playing now on Saturday? They would sneak people in, like they would. Like they wouldn't a lot of times just like we did. They would just play different positions. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So that's so sophomore year I lettered. I got my varsity letter as a sophomore.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we were good on JV. I think we went like 6-3-1. We had a tie, which was weird back then. We had a tie, and then on varsity
And there was no overtime back then. Huh?
in high school it was. I think we just didn't play it
I
on
thought
JV.
like overtime wasn't a thing.
That's a college.
So they didn't have So they had overtime in
high school, and they had high school overtime in the league.
So they just didn't have it in college.
Right?
That's weird.
But we didn't play it on JV, and then I think the varsity that year went like I want to say they went 3-7.
Oh, it wasn't very good.
But I was just happy to play. You know what I'm saying? I got out there, and so I was able to dress out and do all the varsity stuff, and then I remember we used to if we getting blew out on varsity, all the JV dudes like, "Now we ain't losing tomorrow though. It's all right. We don't care. We gonna win tomorrow."
Mm-hmm.
Because we played on Saturday morning.
We all played the same team. Y'all played on Friday.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. We played the same team, except a couple times. Like I know, one time we played. I think like one of the time we played a team from Dayton. I don't think they had a JV or something. And we played a different team, but we played 10 games that year, just like the varsity did. And then what was funny on so our coaches, our offensive coach, or basically offensive coordinator, was one of the running backs coach from varsity. His name was George. George was like really smart. He was just like just George was smart football wise, but he just didn't give a just didn't care. He didn't give a F. You know what I'm saying? He was cool to play for. Used to get mad because like the offense, the offense we ran on JV was not the same offense we ran on varsity. We didn't run the offense because it was a better offense.
It was.
Yes, George is our head coach, Coach Snyder, was trash. He was trash. We had him in the 9th, the 8th, the 9th, 10th, and 11th grade. My 11th grade year, we moved up to varsity. I started off the season just starting at outside linebacker on varsity. I eventually, like halfway through the season, the offense wasn't moving, so we moved a bunch of dudes. We were trying to go they call it two platoon. Like you only play offense, only play defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then just to try to give the offense a spark, they moved like 5 of us. I know. I went up. I start me, this dude named Movie. Well, Movie was already, I think Movie might have already been starting at the O line. But they moved me to O line. I think Howard came over there. They brought our middle linebacker, this dude named Darren Washington. Darren Washington is the best high school linebacker I have ever seen in my life to this day. And I'm talking about 30 years later. Like, dude had like 200 tackles in the season, 10 games season. And like, it wasn't like a bunch of JOPs, like jump on piles and stuff. That dude somehow found a way to be the first dude to the ball all the time. Best middle linebacker I've ever seen. About 6'2", 6'3", about 190.
That's big.
But he's only like 200 pounds at big. He used to wear these big old neck rolls and all this stuff. And as a linebacker, he was absolutely ridiculous.
He was laying.
Oh, he was just. I still ain't never seen a high school linebacker in person that good. And then it was like, all right, put him at running back, see what happens. Cold at that. He was just the cold.
So y'all just going both ways.
Yeah, a lot of us was going both ways.
Had to be tired.
Yeah, it was rough, but I mean, we still only went like 2-8, but like we were really good defensively. I think that year, I want to be honest. All right, we went a stretch where we didn't score for like 3 games. I think that's bad. We were terrible offensively, bro.
So like, y'all losing games like.
Man,
like 21 to like 7 or something like that. Like
man, we played
like low scoring.
Man, we played this team Elder. They beat us like 31-0, but they scored a couple times. Like they just weren't really doing nothing against us defensively. We were just that bad offensively.
Mm-hmm.
We lost. I remember we lost to West High that year, 10-7.
Yeah, that's
Like
offensive.
it was tough, man.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were good defensively. We were really good defensively. Our defense, it was like I played. So Theron played middle linebacker. Cole Howard was the strong side linebacker. I was the weak side linebacker. We had two little bitty dudes that played safety. Patrick, he played free. This dude named John Bush, so played strong safety. So you know when DeMar Hamlin, right?
Mm-hmm.
So DeMar Hamlin, one of the people that was with him at the awards from the Cincinnati, John was one of them. He was one of the people on that University of Cincinnati respiratory team. He was one of the people that was with him at the ESPYs and everything. John Bush, like 5'9", not very big, hit like a ton of bricks, bro. Like he hit you, it was always like John was maybe average at coverage, but against the run, and if you
It's over with.
it's over. It's a wrap every time. The hard hitter, they were the safeties. This dude named Corey Wynn played one corner, and my boy T Wall played the other corner.
Mm-hmm.
And then the D line was this dude named Will, and this dude named Lewis played the ends. Cole get up the field. Lewis was like a natural. It's a very natural pass rusher. Then Will was a dude that used to play tight end. They put him at D end. Will was probably like 6'4", 230, great on the outside. And then this dude named Stan played the nose. Played one tackle, and this dude named DeBron. DeBron, he was all state in high school. He was cold. They played, and we just
So like, if you had if my high school team last year played in your high school team,
which year?
I would say my senior, but we ain't even finished yet, so we can't really see.
No, what year in my school? Like
your best, whatever your best year was.
So my junior year, y'all would have had trouble scoring, but we wouldn't have did nothing
On offense.
Because we ain't had nobody. And Sadiq would have, man, he would have did a thing against us. We wasn't gonna move the ball. Y'all would have scored enough. Y'all would. I can see y'all beating us like 21-7 or 21-9.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all gonna have some trouble against us offensively. Because here's the thing.
How did you play linebacker back? Like, what kind of?
I played weak side. I played outside.
How did you play? Like, were you really just a really physical linebacker?
I wasn't really that physical because I didn't play with a lot of confidence. Like, I didn't have a lot of confidence until I got to like my senior year. Mm-hmm. But I got better as the year went on. I would have, but I try to do my job. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I just kind of like I was all conference. I was second team all league.
Really?
Yeah. But I was just like, I wasn't a vocal leader. I'm not like the things I'm teaching you. I wasn't that. Mm-hmm. I was kind of like a guy. Mm-hmm. But I was good. I wasn't great, but I wasn't like the standout. The reason why y'all would have had trouble against offensively, with that team last year, like if we played y'all, man, first time Theron is you're not running the ball like y'all did. Jaheim or not, bro. It's Jaheim or they ain't. First time Theron thumped one of them, man. It's gonna be different than anything they got hit before. It's like him, and then those little swing passes y'all throwing, man. If John catch one of them on that, y'all might be down to a running back. You know what I'm saying? But I think y'all are wear on us because we won't be able to do anything offensively. And Jaheim I know Jaheim, we might stop him the whole game, but
he gonna break one.
Maybe fourth quarter he gonna bust one. Same thing with Jordan. You know what I'm saying? They might not get a lot. They might not get 100 yards, but they might get that 150-yard run and just put it out the way. They're going to get one of those because we're going to be so tired defense because on offense, we ain't doing shit, bro. I'm just keeping it real, bro. Our best bet is just throw one up, away from Jaheim, and maybe we might hit it, but we wouldn't do nothing. Now, my senior year, oh, no. We might put that thing on y'all my senior year.
What was y'all offense?
We would be able to score, and we would just Or we would just be like Central Harding with black dudes. I try to be funny, bro. It would just be imagine Central Harding offense and that physicality up front, right?
Mm-hmm.
With all black dudes except for one or two offensive line.
Yeah.
You're talking about a quarterback, and our quarterback was named Ghost. He gonna be like that. Want to run the ball like the Central Harding quarterback, but he got athleticism.
Mm-hmm.
Too many running backs, bro. It's just too many running backs.
Just roll them in. Just
yeah, and
so
even
how many do you have? Like 3, 4?
so you got. I know 3 of them four of them. So Damien
Mm-hmm.
and God, what was his name? I can't think of his name off the top of my head. And Greg, them 3 alone gonna get the yards on you. Plus, our quarterback is gonna be running it. Our quarterback gonna run it 20 times a game probably.
Mm-hmm.
And Damien and then after we pound, we gonna throw one up to my boy Brian. And y'all gonna be just y'all have trouble covering.
Right.
And all we gonna do with Sadiq is we just gonna run the ball at him. We gonna make him work. You know what I'm saying? We not. Yeah, I think we might throw the ball maybe 10 times. The rest of the time we just trying to beat. So we just gonna run at him. He gonna make some plays. But and I hate to say it, man, no disrespect, but when me and my boy Santiago, when we run that trap, I'm coming down. I'm gonna be trapping. We gonna run behind me, trap Bryce, or run behind me, and me and Santiago. When we run the Santiago side, I'm trapping the tackle. Santiago gonna get up on the linebacker. Y'all linebackers just want to be physical enough. We just gonna be too big. You got then when we run that, and then when we try to run outside, them big old tackles are gonna be blocking down. Y'all just want to be big enough, and y'all just want to be big enough. We would just be physical. Like I said, we just gonna have a nice physical, grimy offensive line, and it's gonna be black dudes running the ball. Now, off defensively, I ain't saying we're gonna blow y'all out. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a tough game. Y'all might beat us because again, Jaheim and Jordan and even Trajan in the run game, y'all gonna hit one on us, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all might hit 2, but we're gonna hit ours too. So it's gonna be like who buckled down in the fourth quarter. So it's gonna be a much different game. My senior year, I think, we just had so one thing that helped us, we kind of had a cheat code. So when I was growing up, there was a school called Cape in Cincinnati. It was the Cincinnati Academy of Physical Education. It was a high school where physical education was like, you have math and science schools.
Mm-hmm.
They had a PE school. Like they take gym twice a day.
Wow.
So, but they actually were not bad academically. So they closed that school at the end of my junior year.
And all the kids
their coaches came over here.
Oh.
And we got like 6, 7, 8, maybe 10 of their players. And we got a couple of dogs. Like they won. They're the only Cincinnati public school to ever win a state championship in football. They won 3. They didn't even have their own field. They never. I don't remember how long Cape was open, but they never played home game. They always played away.
That's crazy.
And they won 3 state championships. Sent some dudes to the league. Maybe their best known players was a dude named Carlos Snow, went to Ohio State, was cold. A dude named Vinnie Clark played the league for a long time. And then we took the core group of guys I was with from the 9th grade that went 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade. We took those, some talent that we had behind us in 11th grade, and poured in. We had this dude named Brandon Rogers. So my senior year, Brandon was a sophomore. Brandon in the 9th grade was like the 6th man on the state runner-up basketball team.
Mm-hmm.
He played, and then as a sophomore, he played quarterback and linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
So he was cold at both of them too. Like he could throw the ball. He went to
he could hoop.
Yeah, he could hoop, but he could really play football. He played at Indiana, and I think he eventually transferred to Cincinnati like his senior year or something like that. But Brandon was cold too.
Is not off topic, but so like, was your high school good at any other sports?
So my junior year, they were state runner-ups in basketball.
In basketball.
So now they're much, and they were always more seen as a basketball school.
Mm-hmm.
They're really good at multiple sports. What's funny is last year they won a state championship in rugby with a bunch of black kids that was athletic. Um, they're pretty good in football. The number one receiver in the class of 26 is at my high school. Chris Henry's son.
Yeah.
So he played hoop. So he's also a receiver. He's a receiver, a sophomore there as a receiver. They've got this year. I think they've got like 2 or 3. They got Chris, who's a 5-star. They got a couple seniors that are 3 stars. Um, they're good in track. They're good in they're still good in basketball. But yeah, my senior year, we went 7-3. It was my best season there. So overall, man, high school was fun, man. I almost didn't play there in my senior year. I was going to actually, Uncle Clarence was the head coach of a team in Alabama. He wanted me to come down there, and I was going to go, but I wouldn't have been eligible because it would just been me. It wouldn't have been what they call a legit move. So that's the only reason why I didn't go down there.
Was that team good?
I'm glad I didn't go.
Yeah.
I would love to play for my uncle, but I wouldn't want to go to that school.
Yeah.
So that's it from back in my day. High school football. I didn't start playing until high school. I had fun playing. A lot of the dudes that I play with, I'm still in contact and cool with now. So I haven't, my last season in high school was the '94 season. So you're talking almost 30 years. It sounds crazy, right?
Yeah.
Almost 30 years ago. So it's actually 30 football seasons ago. So yeah, that's it. So for our last segment, 5 for 5, we said we would name the top 5, our top 5 running backs of our lifetime. So you can't pick up.
Did that include college and NFL too?
Nah, we just. I just picked NFL. You can.
Okay, I can do just league.
I just doing a league, so you cannot pick up a player that was in the league before you was born. Before you was born, so you 2000, you was born in 2006.
So he could.
You got to do them in order. You can do it from 5 to 1 or 1 to 5.
Okay, so I'll start with 5. Number 5 in my life, I say Adrian Peterson.
All right.
5. He, I didn't really see his prime because I was like 3,
right,
4, or 5, but he was a dog. I mean, to break the single game rush record as a rookie is insane. Number 4, I mean, I want to say, actually, I might switch. I'm going to put Todd Gurley at 5. Okay. And the reason why is because, one, I actually saw him play. And even though his prime was really short, he was
a beast, right?
He was really good. And, he was vital to those Rams teams.
Right.
And without him, I don't think they even make, they probably don't even make the Super Bowl.
They make a Super Bowl because he wasn't on that. He wasn't on the Super Bowl team. He wasn't? But the Rams got good because of him.
Yeah, I mean, he was a dog. Right. He was a dog for them. And
so you said Gurley at 5.
Yeah. Gurley at 5, AP at 4. 3. I know my 1 and 2. I know who my 1 and 2 are going to be. I'm just trying to think about 3. Trying to think. When you say like my lifetime, I'm trying to think of like who I saw.
So in that case, shouldn't the other 2 move up? Since you already know them, the other one, somebody should be your 5.
So
think about it.
My top 2. My 1 and 2 is Marshawn and Derrick Henry.
Okay.
Them 2. Marshawn.
Which one is 1? Which one is 2?
So my 1 is Derrick Henry because I didn't see Marshawn play as much as I've seen Derrick Henry. I mean, Derrick Henry. Well, first Marshawn was just a big, fast, elusive back, and he just to this day, I'm surprised he didn't get the ball to get a yard for the Super Bowl.
Anybody in the world?
But he was a dog. He was big. He was big and he was fast for his size. And some of those crazy runs he had where he break 7, 8 tackles, dive in the end zone, and just who he is as a person. Right. It's hard not to like him. And the reason I have Derrick Henry 1 is because He just physically, and like I was saying, like Derrick Henry, I don't know if anyone has dominated at every single level of like
football like
he
that.
dominated in high school,
Right.
he dominated in college, and he dominated in the league. Now a lot of hard work goes behind that. Like even you hear about like in middle school, like they had a Derrick Henry rule where he couldn't play the fourth quarter because he was so good. Like they wouldn't let him play in the fourth.
That dude rushed for like 9,000 yards.
I thought it was 12,000.
It might be 12,000.
Like in his high school career.
Like his worst year in high school was like ninth grade. He rushed for like 2,400 yards.
That's crazy. That's insane.
He rushed for at least 2,000. Mm-hmm. It's right. It might be 12 because his senior year he rushed for 4,000 yards.
He averaged a first down to carry. Like every time he touched the ball, he was at least getting a first. And
then he got a 2,000 yard season in college.
And he got 2,000 yards season in the league.
What was it? With Derrick Henry. What was it like 2 years ago? He hurt his foot and he missed the season.
Mm-hmm.
He got hurt week 9. It took to like week 11 for somebody to pass him. He was leading the league in rushing for like
I remember
for like 3 weeks after that, and he finished in the top 4 of rushing that year. That's the year that Jonathan Taylor led the league in rushing.
Yeah,
Derrick was gonna do it.
The hard thing about running backs is like you can name off plenty of dudes. Like it's like in my lifetime, like you had good running backs like DeMarco Murray was a good running back.
For like 2 seasons.
Like the primes are so short. Right. Zeke was a good running back, but the primes are so short to where it's hard to list off ones in my lifetime.
You still got one more. You gotta name one more back. So you got Marshawn, Derrick,
Todd Gurley,
and AP.
I'm trying to think of like.
I mean, you got Chubb out there.
Yeah, but like I'm trying to think of. I mean, yeah, like Chubb, I guess, but he's not number 3 though. He's not better than.
Not better than AP. No. That's why I think whoever you pick got to be 5 because you can't even think.
Yeah, I was 5. Yeah, my 5 would probably be
Zeke, baby.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's just it's just kind of like their prime was just so short.
Right, Chubb or Zeke.
Like for you in your lifetime, you could name off a gang because that was the position back. Right. Me, it's like if they were good, it was for a short period of time. So I guess I could throw in Nick Chubb at 5.
But then you got what's his name was most of your lifetime. Frank Gore. He's second all time.
I think because he been playing for so long, I think of your type of lifetime.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I throw Frank Gore in there.
Number 5. All right. So mine. So I got number 5. I got Marshall Faulk. You got to remember, I can go back to 76.
Exactly.
But I didn't pick nobody I picked mostly guys that I've seen as I've been older. So I picked Marshall Faulk. I got one. I do got an honorable mention. And this dude gets slept on because you said his prime was short.
Mm-hmm.
And because he not technically from the crib, but he from the area. Sean Alexander don't get the respect he get. Yeah. Sean Alexander rushed had 100 touchdowns, most of them in like a 4-year period. There was a 4-year period where he averaged 24 touchdowns a year. That's crazy. But the thing is like he went MVP and he fell off the map.
But still was getting 24?
Yeah, he got 100 rushing touchdowns. You know, like it's not a lot of dudes with 100 rushing touchdowns. He only played like 8 seasons in the league. And he got most of his stuff in like a 4 or 5 year period where he was the best back in the league, I thought. So he my honorable mention. But Marshall Faulk, number 5. Number 4 is AP.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4 is AP. And then I don't even have to talk about why. Him. Number 3, Eric Dickerson. Eric Dickerson was a monster, bro.
Yeah, don't even got to talk too much
that
about
mother rushed for 1,800 yards as a rookie and then followed it up with 2,100. His single season rushing record is almost 40 years old, bro. It might be 40 years old. Or it's almost single season rushing record. Like, people got close, but ain't nobody. You know who I'm going back to you. Who we forgot, bro? What about Chris Henry? Not Chris. Yeah, Chris Johnson. Chris Johnson.
Yeah, I put Chris Johnson at 5. Chris Johnson, he was.
Came about my mind.
Chris Johnson, when he stopped playing time, I was like 7, 8. So I didn't really.
Well, he got that love in Nashville, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. But I was kind of.
You're still young.
Yeah, I was still young. So yeah, he's 5. Yeah, he's for sure 5. I don't think he was better than AP necessarily. AP or he might be better than Todd.
He might be.
I think he's better than Todd. So it'll be
Gurley 5,
CJ 1, and then AP 3, and then I'll put Marshawn Lynch 4, or Marshawn Lynch 2,
Derek 1. All right, my number 2 is Walter Payton.
You know, so
you know who number 1 is. Yeah. Number 1 is Barry, bro. It's just.
I wish that's one thing I did wish I kind of got to watch, because it's Saturday. He didn't even win a playoff game.
He just was cold, man. It was just like watching Barry was like watching Vince Carter dunks. Like, it's just, I know he can do other stuff. All I want to do is watch Vince dunk.
All you want to do is
all I want to see is Barry just get these crazy long runs. I'm sure, Barry Sanders actually has more negative yards than anybody in NFL history.
Really?
Yeah, but his stats are stupid. He played 10 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
He averaged 1,500 yards a season. He averaged 1,500. His yards per carry is, I think, right at 5. Him and Jim Brown are the top 2. And then he averaged like 100 yards a game. Well, what more do you want?
Yeah.
15, and like the year that he retired, I think he had 1,400 yards.
He could have kept playing.
He would have been if he would have played like 3. I know Emmitt Smith the leading rusher all time. Barry Sanders would have played as long as Emmitt Smith. He would have rushed for 21,000 yards, bro. He retired with over 15,000. The record is like 18 something. He only played 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So Barry's number 1. He's my number 1 all time. Like, he was
not an argument.
He was ridiculous, man. And you gotta think, man, he got the all-time record for single season rushing yards in college. And they didn't even so he rushed for like 2,600. And back then they didn't count his stats from the bowl game. So he actually rushed closer to like 2,800 and like 40 touchdowns in 1 year.
40 touchdowns?
It's close to 40. If you count the bowl game, I think it's 40.
That's crazy. Running back. But yeah, it's different then and now.
Crazy. So, yeah, that's my top 5. So that brings this episode to an end.
Mm-hmm.
The big thing is, Friday. We recording Wednesday this week. Friday, just go out there, man, and not even like, I want to say not worry about winning or losing, but go out there and to execute, fix the problems y'all had, take a step forward, man, and just go play hard, play smart, and let the chips fall where they may.
Yes, sir.
All right, well, we'll see y'all next week on the Double Nickel Podcast. Peace.